Hello, back with Snipes and some X-Wing. We have a game today between Rebels and Scum. Rob Petit playing for Havoc as the Rebel side, and then Charlie Hill as the Scum playing for the Puddle Jumpers. The scenario is scramble the transmissions, and we'll go over lists. First, for the Rebel side, we have the Mandalorian Resistance Pilot with Notorious, Leia so they can stop, Chewie for crit reduction, and Cargo Shoot Tactical Scrambler and Night Brother. Next we have Benthic with Jyn Erso and Perceptive Copilot, Kyle Katarn with Marg Sable Closure, Perceptive Copilot, Targeting Computer, and Multi Crow, and then Hera with Juke, Hopeful, and Magpulse Warheads. On the Scum side, Petit. Okay. Pronounced Petit. The Scum side is Old T with Marksmanship and Beskar Reinforced Plating. Pet it. Okay. I got it the third time. See, third time's the charm. We have Dirge, Composure, Proton Cannons, Contraband and Tracking Fob, Cad Bane with Cutthroat, Synced Lasers, Proton Rockets, and Tracking Fob title. And then finally, we have Morale Vol with Lone Wolf, The Child, and BT1. So while Rob's list is all about getting tokens and green tokens to spend and give to each other, we have Charlie over here with the token denying and deleting list. Okay, buddy. Okay. We have Morale just appearing now right behind the Rebels. I actually really like this because what he could do here, if you expect Benthic to stop and rotate with Leia, you could 4 straight and just if he stops and rotates, then you just jump over him and still get good shots. And then he'd have to stop and rotate again if he wanted to ever see you again. And I don't think he will rotate the Mandalorian. If I had to expect anything, it would be either just a plain old stop or a too hard left. Hera doesn't matter, Andrew. Hera can't do anything to the Scum list when it comes to tokens because they'll just shoot up the ships as long as they have them in bullseye. Then they can't spend any of their green tokens. Their green tokens don't work. Morale could 4 straight and maybe get a shot into Kyle though, and that would be nice. And we already know Rebels are going to slowball it other than maybe Hera because Kyle wants to grab that objective. And Ahsoka's going to want to boost and then 2 bank in. Or maybe 3 straight or something. She's easy points if you can line up Bullseye, but she's the only ship that can arguably avoid their arcs. As well, the one Rob decided to put the tracking fobs on was the Gauntlet, because if it reinforces, it can still get use out of the out of it because you don't spend the reinforce. It just is there. He checked for the objective though, was out of range. Benthic just ignoring Morale Vol. I mean, it depends. The Gauntlet's still tanky. If it rolls good greens, then there's not much you can do anyways. And he still does have a lot of 3-dice guns and damage mitigation. Like, Charlie's list realistically here is only good if he can get bullseyes. And or get old T and range to destroy people's green tokens. Hadbane will bump. Morale will 1 straight. Probably going to see a target lock onto either Benthic or Kyle. Only did a 2 straight with old T. Which makes me think Dirge might want to go that way, but Dirge would hit the cloud. Dirge should be able to line up a proton cannon if he did the 1 bank this way. It should line up right here, and then he can boost focus into Kyle. Well, the Gauntlet has Notorious, so I don't know that boost focusing really is any more risky than staying at range 2. You just don't shoot the Gauntlet here. You just put all your shots into either Benthic or Kyle. What I do think is because Hera doesn't have the boost focus or the lock boost, you can just boost focus with Dirge and get a nice proton cannon. Yeah, it also gives an extra red dice, but and it puts him in range of Benthic, I think. Honestly, Hera might have a shot on him too. Although if you're Hera, you might want to target lock into Morale to destroy his target lock and deplete him with a mag pulse. No, Hera claimed, I guess. Interesting. I would have expected to see a lock from her. One hit from Hera. Might as well spend the force. Here's the proton cannon from Dirge. Decent proton cannon. And he does get to evade still, even without being able to modify. Yeah, honestly, I still feel like this positioning favors Rob more here. Because you could shoot at the Mandalorian Gauntlet, but then you're straining yourself. So the reason why he can't take away the focus is because it's at the start of engagement. And because he was also first player, it meant Old T's ability triggered before Kyle would pass the focus. Tactical Scrambler doing work. Does get to spend the lock. Actually gonna Lone Wolf this maybe. Yep, there's a Lone Wolf. We'll spend Focus Evade and take 2 shields. Hit crit crit going into Benthic with Synced Laser Cannon. And we'll take the last shield, but no crits underneath. We'll also get past the stress from Cad Bane's ability. I think you shoot at Cad Bane here, because if you shoot at Morale, he'll just get his force back. And you don't really want that. Three hits. Does spend the focus and we'll take 1 on Cad Bane. I'm not sure. Was that not range 3? Maybe just not. Two more hits from Benthic. And that'll be the second shield on Cad Bane. I don't know that Rob's getting away with murder this turn. He's just doing what his list is supposed to do, and it's passing tokens. He set it up very nicely here. He is the only one with objectives. Will bring us into turn 3. Be right back. I'm gonna go grab my coffee. All right, I'm back. I do think Scum has better positioning overall for this coming turn. The Gauntlet doesn't have Mandalorian optics, so you can kind of just ignore him. He's either going to bump into you or he's going to stop rotate back towards the others. It's Scramble. I might have not changed that. That might be bad. Scramble. It should update in a second. Thank you for pointing it out. Honestly, if I'm Cad Bane, I'm doing a 2 straight to either bump into the Gauntlet again, or I'm gonna just end up 2 straighting and then rolling or something. Dirge has to do at least a speed 3 to avoid that obstacle, I think. So it doesn't go in front of his template. The issue with this is Benthic has to do like a 2-1 bank this way. And that's going to force Kyle to bank up this way, which will put him in Cad Bane's bullseye if he's not careful. Did flip Leia charges. The Mando Gauntlet taking a lock onto Gold T. Morale will 3 bank. It's a nice move. Can lock onto or claim the objective. I think you claim here. Nobody's really shooting you. And then you force Rob to claim again or give up points. Ulti will bump and only hit enemies, which he's okay with. He put a second stress on himself by accident. Yeah, he put 2 stress on himself by accident. He'll fix that. Dirge did a 1 bank. Okay, I thought he was gonna 3 straight. Barrel roll doesn't look like it fits either, but you could try it. Nope, just doesn't work. Hera turns in. Yeah, if you had done the 3 straight, you would have had bullseye on Kyle again. Arguably, you would have been able to kill Benthic before he got to shoot, and you might have blocked Hera on the 1 hard. Hera will take a lock onto Dirge. Headbane will have a procket onto Benthic though, and he can't spend any green tokens on it. So you'll have 3 shots to kill Benthic before he gets to shoot. And I think if you can kill Benthic, you put yourself in a really good position for Dirge to not take too much damage this round. And this is not a mag pulse, this is a regular shot by Hera. Choosing not to spend, and will only take jukes as well. Okay. I think you do spend here. And then you can use your ability for the second shield. Does have a range 1 back at Hera. Won't matter, she'll roll out of it. You really hope to get her to at least spend a focus. I would spend my focus if I'm ulti personally. Would have gotten the crit through as well. Left to the Procket. You really need this to be a banger. You don't want to leave her on the board. Or something on the board. That is a banger though. That is 5 hits. And he will only get 2 evades. Now he can't spend Hera's focus, but what he could do is still send Hera's focus to Benthic. Not that it really is ideal here, but it's just something you can do. And that's 4 damage into Benthic. Raw will also shoot Benthic. And spend the force, and that'll be a dead Benthic no matter what. Hera does have Hopeful, so she can take a focus into evade here. And now you only have to worry about Kyle's shot, and if you're Dirge, that doesn't matter to you at all because the most damage he can do to you is 1 shield. I think you shoot out the front at Cad Bane. It's not worth shooting into Dirge. Only 1 hit. Cad Bane will still take it, and it is a crit. It is Disabled Power Regulator. Honestly, he likes that because his ability's back online. He can ionize a ship now. He's already engaged this turn, so he'll get the ions the next time he engages. Shooting another range 0 into Cad. We'll take 1 more. That is half points on Cad. And now the next target, I think, is going to be Kyle. Most likely what we'll see is a 4 straight into a boost to try and get around these scum ships. Moralo is out of force. Does have Lone Wolf for rerolls if he needs, as well as BT1. I'm not sure if the 2 hard fits or not. It should, I think. I'd place money on the 2 hard left fitting, but I don't know. Worst case, you bump into Hera before you hit the cloud, I think. Hera's just going to rotate and probably 5 straight and claim. And then it's debatable whether this Mandalorian resistance pilot does a 3 bank here or just stops again or just bump focuses. I think it'd be smarter to just 3 bank over, because that way you can claim the objective and the scum ships get sent off into the distance wherever they're dialed in. Well, Kyle will move first, Callahan, so he'll already be out of the way before Moralo gets to move. Ooh, he's dropping the loose cargo. It does not hit Old T, but it does hit Cad Bane. Pausing the timer, probably to see what it even does. I am a little surprised that he didn't go for the claim. I feel like that might have been a slightly better decision. And I can't believe Hera didn't rotate either. Got nothing, so just the strain. There's the 4 straight, and I would expect to boost. No, okay. That's a little risky, because if Old T just did the 2 straight again, he can roll into your front arc and delete all your green tokens. I think that was a mistake to not boost. Takes the cloak with Cad Bane. Does the 3 hard with Morale. Yeah. And then what you can do is you can roll into his front arc, delete all the green tokens, and then get Fearless. Well, I don't think he has Fearless on ulti, but yeah, marksmanship. But you still get Concordia face off. Let me see how that reads. While you defend, if the attack range is 1 and you are in the attacker's front arc, so he'll get Concordia face off whether or not it's a turret shot. Dirge will claim the objective. And Hera, it looks like she's looking to reclaim it. Yeah, and you do have Beskar. Is in range to claim it. Rob is first player, so he will be able to send a green token to a different ship before the rest of them get deleted. Now we're seeing Old T take a 4 dice shot into Kyle. Pretty good shot. I would spend. No reason not to. Takes shield and a hit. Didn't seem to want to even check range for Hera. Might have just been out, but it looks like it could have been in, potentially. 2 crits from Moralo. And gets 1 evade. The crit will go through. Structural, so not dead yet. Yeah, arguably Benthic would still be very, very healthy if he just did the boost. And he wouldn't have lost all his green tokens. Hold T is fine. You shoot out the turret at ult T? No. Rolled 4 dice. Shooting at Cad Bane does get 2 hits. And Cad Bane will be fine. That'll end the round 2-2 on objectives. He had disabled power regulator the round before after he already engaged, so he wasn't ionized until this round when he engaged. No worries, Andrew. I'm not really sure what Rebels can do at this point to bring it back into the game. They're in kind of a hard position here. Kyle's going to die. At least you could assume. The gauntlet is going to stop rotate, I think. Yep, chooses to rotate to the side. Just a bump from Kyle. One bank focus from CAD. Morale will go over the gas cloud. Take a strain and an ion, potentially. Yep. And we'll claim. Dirge will one bank, and then I'm expecting to see the barrel roll into focus. Yep. That should have lined up his bullseye. It did. Nice. Arrow one hards in front of Moralo. I'm not sure she's in range to claim, but I don't know that you want to. It'd make more sense to evade here and see if it can't send a focus from Kyle to you. Does take the evade. I think Charlie forgot 2 objective points. Or something. Got 5 for Kyle. Yeah, he forgot his 2 objective points from last round. And they're saying now that vectored cannons was the wrong build. Okay, that's whatever. That'll be a 4 dice proton cannon hit, and that'll be the end of Kyle. We're seeing a range 1 into Hera. We'll have to spend the evade, but is fine. And finally, this Mandalorian ship will shoot back at Moralo. Gets 3 dice against 0. Or maybe 1 because it's range 3. Does have a Notorious reroll. Or should. I think he forgot about it. Then Charlie will get 4 more points. And now it's all of Scum versus Hera and this random Mandalorian pilot. Still 30 minutes left and they got 5 rounds in, so decent dial times. And it's obviously only gotten easier since 3 of the ships have left the board. Well, 2. Rob will be first player. Did decloak with CAD. And I almost expect Moralo to have just two-hearted in his gauntlet, just to guarantee that he can't really do much. So which one does he hit? He does hit Hera before the gauntlet. Take the focus boost. Target locking the Mando. And then old T with a 2 hard, and I expect we'll see a focus roll. Yep. Hera with the 1 bank. Or 2 bank. Just boosts away. Old T will shoot the Mando Gauntlet. Only for one. We'll still take it. Might as well spend your focus because you have a force. We'll take 2 more and get Notorious Strained onto Moralo. And they're not, unless I missed it, Cad didn't give me a shot, but he definitely doesn't, so. Hit crit into Moralo. That'll be 4 more points from the objective to Charlie. Leia is back online, so this gauntlet could just stop. I don't really know too much else of what you do. You could too hard, right? But you won't keep your green tokens if you do that. Does choose to use Leia here, so that does mean a stop is incoming, or at minimum a 3 hard. Yep, does the 3 hard. It's a nice move. We'll claim the objective in the center. Cad Bane will 2 bank. I don't think the barrel roll would get Cad Bane out of this arc, so you just focus. Arl will bank away. Hit another cloud, take another strain, and Ion. Ooh, rolled the crit. Thankfully, out of all the ships you could fly off the board with, Moralo is the only one you don't care. There's the 1 hard. We'll see a barrel roll into a focus, line up the proton cannon again. And I don't know that you can kill the gauntlet this turn. You can definitely get half. Half is how many points? 7. So that would put you at 44 plus 2 objectives would be 36. Hera does a boost evade, wanting to be able to throw that evade over to the gauntlet if possible. And as well, when she gets to shoot first, she'll be able to juke ulti if she gets any hits. Maybe force him to spend. Nope. Unlucky. She has been vectored for the whole game, fam, but they said it was a mistake and that she's not supposed to be vectored. So I don't know. They both agreed with it that she wasn't supposed to have vectored, so I just let it go. Will Notorious Strain Old T and spends the Hera evade. Proton Cannon from Dirge. Oh, sad proton noises. Does have the target locked though. That gets way better. That'll be 4 crits. 3 of them going in. Damage sensor. Direct. It's half points. And then disabled. Down to 4 HP remaining. See, I would have spent with Cad Bane there because you know he's probably going to die anyways. You're letting him Notorious Strain you. And then you would have been able to... I don't know, could you pass the strain back to him? When does the Euphoria strain go on versus Cad Bane's ability? Oh, that's a terrible roll. Hit crit going back at Cad Bane. Will only take 1 crit. Oh, he rolled too many actually, yeah. Because he strains. Hit crit into Cad Bane. And it is structural damage. Four points for the rebels for objectives and 2 to Charlie. The gauntlet is going over that cloud no matter what, unless he banks into Old T. And then Moralo is going to leave the board in a second here too, because he's going to ionize himself to somewhere I don't think he can fix. Maybe he'll be able to stay on, but it doesn't really matter. think the only way that rebels can win this is if they can claim the objective and convince the Scum to not pick up any of them, while also killing Cad Bane and Dirge. And I guess you'd probably have to get ulti too in the next 3 shots. Because you have a maximum of 2 rounds, unless he chooses not to pick up the crate, or the scramble the transmission. Runs over the gas cloud, takes a strain, rolls for Ion. No Ion. Does he claim the objective? He cannot because he has damage sensor. So all he can do is focus or fix a damage card. Cad Bane will claim. Morale will 1 bank. Say, oh no, I was ionized. Anyways. He can't claim. Hare will have to claim here. She doesn't have a choice. If she doesn't claim, it's just a win for Charlie. Ooh, doesn't get blocked. I don't know that the boost right fits, but I would claim and try and boost right. I think it should just jump over. It's your only win con, even as fleeting as it looks. Otherwise, if you want the game to be over and deny your opponent some points, you just take a target lock and say, I don't care, I'm just going to kill this, and then the game will be over. Three eyeballs when you took the lock. That's always sad to see. Spends the lock, gets more nothing, and Cad Bane will live with a structural damage on 1 HP. First, we will see Dirge, though, shoot. Or he denies the shot. I guess he doesn't care. And Cad Bane will die to the obstructed 3 shot. Charlie will get 4 more points to Rob's 2, and it will end 26-250. So, GG's all. That'll put the Puddle Jumpers up 1-0 against Havoc, and I will catch you all later.